Right, welcome everyone to this edition of Pomelo Season 3 Rapid Fire Pitch Sessions. I'll be your host, Stephane, and today we've got a nice lineup of about 15 grants that have confirmed and have shown up for this pitch session. So before I go into the details of how this event is going to go down, first I'd like to remind everyone what Pomelo is all about, especially for the new members that may be joining us from outside of the EOS community. So Pomelo.io is a crowdfunding platform that uses quadratic funding in order to boost donations and which allows the community to support the EOS projects they love. So the matching pool for season 3 is $350,000, and that's going to be distributed to over 164 grants that have been approved for this season as building a public good on EOS. So this matching pool is donated to Pomelo by the EOS Network Foundation. The EOS Network Foundation is a foundation that's working for to improve the EOS ecosystem and the EOS network, and they have a variety of funding initiatives available for developers and builders in the ecosystem. Pomelo.io is one of these initiatives and is really aimed at supporting projects that have widespread community support. So the quadratic funding part of the Pomelo platform means that a lot of small donations can have a high impact on how much a project receives from the matching pool. So even if you only have one EOS that you can donate to a project that you love or that you think would benefit the EOS ecosystem, I highly encourage you to do so. It is worth it. Last season's, we had, for the most popular projects, up to 100x matching amounts. So one EOS would get matched by 100 EOS in the matching pool. So the numbers are not final for this season yet, but just goes to show that even small donations can have a large impact in Pomelo. So we encourage you to go to pomelo.io and browse many grants on there. Like I said, we have over 160 that have been approved as public goods, and then you can support the projects that you love. For today, for this rapid fire pitch session, we've got 15 projects that have signed up, and they're each going to get 2 minutes to pitch their project to the community. So I'm going to go over the list here of projects that we have coming up today, as well as the order in which they'll be presenting. So first up, we have the grant Sub Deeply by Tian, and then we've got Lars presenting EOS Zine, and then Perry with DNews EOS.io, Dan with the Hot Sauce grant, followed by Jack with its Recovery grant, Andrew will then present Polaris music, followed by Tadas with Albedo, Duane with the ETF onboarding, Marco with EOS Galaxy, Michael from Bywire News, Corvin for the Anchor for Unity grant. We've got Kent on the schedule from EOS San Diego, Chase from CHL Content, June for Dboard, Mark for Tipit, and Bishop for EOS Support. So if you are a grant owner and you didn't have the time to register, if we go through all of these grants and there's still time at the end, there may be an opportunity for a grant owner that is not currently signed up to get on here and pitch for 2 minutes if we have time at the end of the show. All right, so let's get into it. So at this point, I would invite Tian to take the stage, although it doesn't look like he is present. So let's go down the list and invite others. Do we have Lars present? I'm not sure. And yeah, at this point, I would request, if you're a speaker, please send in a request to speak so I can see you on my list here. If not, I will try to find you in the crowd and invite you on stage. All right, we've got some requests rolling in. Excellent. I see we've got Lars in the house, so I'm going to bring Lars on stage. For the duration of the pitch, I will be timing everyone. So everyone's going to have 2-minute pitch, and I will be playing a little sound effect of a clock at the 1-minute mark, and then again at the 22nd minute mark. So please try to respect the allocated time as much as possible, so we can get through everyone that signed up today in less than an hour. All right, Lars, welcome to the rapid fire pitch session. If you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All right, great, thank you. Yeah, so my name's Lars. I'm doing a proposal called Immutable Realms. It's a, well, before I go there, I guess I should just say the grant proposal page is EOS Zine, is the actual grant proposal on Pomelo. And this is an arts and culture zine publication featuring comics creative writing that's been using the Eden election process for something I've been calling fractal fiction. And this basically is, the entire project is a reflection of community sentiments through mediums accessible to a broader audience than just EOS users, stakeholders, and even blockchain people in general. This is a concept I've had since I got into blockchain in 2016. I always wanted to bring kind of the spirit of the DIY punk sort of old anarchist pamphlets and things that used to circulate in the punk scene I was involved in. And I wanted to do that, you know, through basically a blockchain space. I've brought proposals up through other blockchains, and I will say that EOS is the only blockchain that's ever actually found enough value in what I proposed to fund it. And the project is doing really well. It's the first issue. There's going to be 2 issues coming up. The first will be released in the end of August, so we're talking a couple weeks. And this thing is just taking on a life of its own. We did the first fractal fiction based on the Eden election process 2 Sundays ago. And we took 15 people and we basically purpose-built the entire fractal fiction process for creative writing. And we went through 3 election tiers, ended up with 3 more or less chief delegates that wrote the story. And that's going to be part of the final edition of the zine that will be out. And I just, before we started this, I had an interview with Peter Grick, who's an incredible, like, kind of HR Giger artist. And that's going to be included, plus a lot of other stuff. The page, the account is actually EOS.io zine, and that's on Pomelo Grants. Thank you.
All right, wonderful, Lars. Thanks for joining us and kicking us off here. Those of you listening in to the pitch session on Twitter Spaces, you will see that we'll be sharing some tweets from some of our speakers. Usually, you'll be able to get to the grant through those tweets. I hear you hear my timer. All right, thanks, Lars. Please, once you're done presenting, remove yourself from the stage, or maybe Yana can do it for you. And I'm going to invite a few of you on stage, kind of the next speakers. And just if you do get invited, make sure that your mic is muted. All right, next up, we've got Perry for the D News grant. Perry, come on in.
Thank you, Stephane. Hello, guys. I'll make this in 2 minutes. D News. EOS.io plus Fractally Community Explorer. That's what I've got. That's what I'm asking for grants. DNews saves time and hassle by aggregating social media posts and presenting them in a web app where you enjoy what is effectively a cross-platform, cross-media search and filter specifically tuned to the EOS plus Fractally community and a calendar. DNews is a web-crawling robot and Web App Explorer. It's an aggregator and calendar of community events. It's an aggregator of media, videos, articles, podcasts, etc. It's companion technology to decentralized community. It's a mobile-friendly, tablet-friendly, desktop-friendly web app across all devices. It's a time saver for community veterans and a great place to dive in for newcomers. A single full-text search for everything EOS.io plus Fractally across multiple platforms and media formats. It's a stream of EOS IO plus Fractally community consciousness. It's also available in many popular languages. It's a unifier of all things decentralized. It slices, it dices. DNews gathers all social media posts from the community, puts them in a web app, and makes it easy to navigate, stay informed, and be engaged in all things EOSIO plus Fractally. DNews is more convenient to the user, is fairer to the source publishers, and promotes community engagement. I am not a salesman, guys. I'm a writer. I'm a coder. I'm a coder. I'm a writer. The letter D, news.zone, dnews.zone. Next Monday, I'll be in an interview with Jimmy D of Jenner EOS. Please check out their YouTube page and check me out next Monday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, Perry, thanks for joining us. I do want to mention that actually dnews.zone is already live, right? For people who want to check it out.
Thanks for bringing that up. That's an important point. It is live. This is not, we're not talking about the future. We're talking about it's done right now. It is there.
Beautiful. So that's dnews.zone if you guys want to go check out the product live in action. And of course, all grants can be found at pomelo.io/grants. And this one is /dnews EOSIOEO. All right, thanks a lot, Perry. That was a great pitch. We'll see you around the community.
Thank you.
All right, next up, I will invite Dan Singjoy to the stage to talk to us about the Hot Sauce Grant.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Stephane, and thank you also, Lars and Perry, for the awesome pitches too. So yeah, I'm Dan Singjoy, and I'm the host of the Hot Sauce. The Hot Sauce, if you're not familiar, provides a fun and informative news show where you can learn the most exciting news happening in EOS every week and stay up to date with all the progress in the community, or lots of progress because there's so much going on. We do live shows every Friday at 16 UTC on the EOS Nation YouTube channel. And with this Pomelo pitch, we're aiming to turn up the hot sauce, make it spicier than ever, and amplify the voice of the EOS community. So we're asking for your support to enable us to continue doing the hot sauce and add many exciting improvements. Some of the improvements include a new Korean show. So it's already in English and Chinese, but there's a large Korean community as well that we'd like to help out. Improve video production with fun visuals and intros and outros and transitions and music, and also a Hot Sauce audio podcast to make it easier for people to listen. A Hot Sauce Twitter account to share spicy news about EOS in real time, and also help promote projects that we feature in the show and produce clips that projects can use to help share and promote the work. A weekly Hot Sauce newsletter. We want to create a Hot Sauce website that features all the Hot Sauce content from all languages and all different formats all in one convenient spot, and also have some more detailed show notes, more cool features for party crackers and spicy rare NFTs as well. So lots of cool things. You can check out our pitch to learn more details about all these. If you haven't also seen our recent Hot Sauce episodes or trailer on the pitch, then check it out. One of our team members, Dave, made an amazing trailer showing the history of the hot sauce with hosts like Eve and Daniel Keys and Stephane and Martin and myself. So it's really cool. All the great history. We're on our 164th episode now, and huge shout out to all the previous hosts and everybody who's supported the pitch so far, and everyone who joins us every week for the hot sauce and makes the show possible. By supporting the Pomelo pitch, you're supporting both the whole EOS ecosystem and all the great news, and then everybody also on the team who makes the show possible. So thank you to Martin, Stephane, Yana, Dave, Sharmona, and N11 and Ziquan, who help with all the hot sauce stuff in all the different languages. So big thank you to everybody on the team, and we have some really exciting stuff coming up. Check out our grant at pomelo.io/grant/hot sauce to learn about all the exciting developments, and join us for the Hot Sauce live every Friday at 16 UTC for fun times with the community and helpful news. So that's that. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dan, for the Hot Sauce pitch. Okay, next up on the schedule, we've got Jack from the Recovery Grant. Jack, welcome to the stage.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. So what if I asked you to invite all of your friends and family to EOS, Telos, or Wax? What problems would they have? Autonomy ID is a crypto and self-sovereign identity wallet focusing on these usability problems without the loss of your security or sovereignty. You don't need to know anything about private keys or blockchain to use our application. It's fully white labeled, so you get an EOS ID application that's fully branded to EOS and its users. What we're proposing in this Pomelo grant is to build something called social recovery, first proposed by Vitalik Buterin and now adopted wholly in the Ethereum ecosystem. How it works is you choose a set of trusted buddies, and if you lose your phone, those buddies are able to, in quorum, recover your account for you. This all works without you ever having to send your private key to anyone. You don't even have to know you have a private key, in fact. It's so easy to use. And I would invite you at this point to have a look at our tweet, where we have a video prototype walking you through exactly how this looks and feels. It's super secure. All of the keys are decentralized on your phone at all time. You don't even see the keys, in fact. This solution is far better than all of the alternatives within Ethereum, which are severely limited by gas fees and helps to alleviate massive usability problems that we see in other applications. This has a massive onboarding potential for EOS users and super easy for you, your friends, and family. This also solves a massive problem in one of crypto's biggest problems. So we get a large amount of worldwide recognition for this. So I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I really hope you guys can check out our grant. It's social recovery for EOS, Telos, and Wax on Pomelo. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Jack, for coming on and talking about your grant. Again, you can find it at pomelo.io/grant/recovery. And you were within the time. Good stuff. All right.
Brilliant.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jack. See you around. Next up, we have Andrew talking to us about Polaris music. I'm not sure, actually.
Polaris.
Polaris music. There you go. Andrew, welcome to the rapid fire pitch session.
Thanks, Steph. Thanks for having me. I'm Andrew. I've been playing drums in bands in San Diego semi-professionally for 15 years, and I've learned a ton about the industry by wearing basically every hat in it, from touring the US to running a recording studio and everywhere in between. I've come to the conclusion in that time that the music industry is fundamentally broken. Large incumbents control what consumers have access to, and middlemen exploit the value creators. In the interest of fixing this, I spent quite a few hours over the last decade or so designing the Polaris music graph to incorporate as much of the industry as I could into an explorable social graph of music and its creators. My discovery of blockchain, especially EOS, opened up possibilities. Turns out you can publish a piece of code that runs in perpetuity, and you can use that code to incentivize the actual value creators within a system. Part of the public good is the project itself. It challenges the major label control over music promotion by presenting a painless music advertising model as a use case for the tokens. There will be no token sale. People contribute data to the graph, and they get tokens when their peers verify that their data is sourced and correct. Later, the information in this graph will be used to reward musicians. The graph itself will be open source. I see use in the graph for others, as it presents a compelling way to explore social connections. In addition, I hope that this practice of restructuring an industry around a mathematical theory of value and then encoding that theory into cryptographically enforced rules serves as inspiration to others who can incorporate these ideas into the industries they know best. I can't in good conscience design a decentralized system where I am a middleman who charges less than the other middlemen. Pomelo provides the perfect solution for funding projects like this with no VC profit potential. I very much appreciate the time the Pomelo team has put into the product, and I'm thankful for the time you give me today.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much for joining us today and pitching your grant on time. All right, next up, I will invite Tadas to join us on stage. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right.
You pronounced it well, thank you. So I'm Tadas, grant owner for a project named Albedo. So typically blockchain networks, including EOS, are being funded using network inflation. The goal of any blockchain network should therefore be to allocate this inflation to those who provide the most value to the network. Makes sense, right? Inflation dilutes the value of a token, therefore we want every token minted to be used for things which bring value to the network. This is where Albedo project comes in. Albedo introduces new economic incentives to direct BP rewards to those BPs which contribute the most value according to the community, and then furthermore incentivize those BPs to support contributors to the network. To achieve this, it utilizes Fractal process to rank contributors who in turn vote for BPs. These votes are then empowered by token holders who are economically incentivized to vote for the same BPs selected by Fractal contributors. This incentive is created by rewarding token holders with a token which grants rights to off-chain resources for dApps. This mechanism changes the typical can change the typical power structure of existing chains, where typically the most profitable thing to do for a BP is to buy votes and for voters to sell their voting power to BPs. Albedo can therefore finally make it profitable and fun for an average token holder to vote for BPs which invest more into infrastructure and public good contributions. The economic incentives utilized here can bring more attention and participation to on-chain governance mechanism as well as the Fractal process. The end result is a lot more decentralized and democratic way to govern the chain. And all of this can be achieved without requiring any changes to the existing blockchain governance model. Yeah, so if you want to learn more, check out the tweet shared by the host. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining. And again, that grant is /ALBEDO for those of you who want to support it. All right. Next up on the stage, I'm going to invite Duane of ETF Onboarding to come talk to us about his grants.
Thanks, Stephane. This is Duane. I'm with the EOS Translation Foundation, and you can find our grant. It's ETF Onboarding at pomelo.io. And the EOS Translation Foundation, we've been working with a company called Translate Me. For the grant owners on the call and the over 160 grant owners, Translate Me is offering translation for your grants. And Translate Me has two processes. The process they're offering for grant owners is a machine language, and my grant is specifically to go to that next step and work with their real people, their 200 people, about 10 different languages of real life translators, and have them translate an onboarding to EOS document. So 10 different languages, translate the document. But the important part is that we're going to connect with all of these translators after they actually do the document and get them to follow the document. And on video, our end result is going to be a video in 10 different languages of how to onboard to EOS. And the deliverable will be that this Translate Me network and all their translators will end up having an EOS wallet. One of the small successes we've had between putting in our grant and now is that the company Translate Me does want to accept EOS for payment as well. So we're excited that we can show something from beginning to end on how to translate a document, how to onboard that whole company, and then how to onboard that company into EOS. So hope you can support us, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right, Duane, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to support the EOS Translation Foundation, again, that grant is at /ETF Onboarding. All right, and next up, we have Marco from the EOS Galaxy grant. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, coming in clear.
All right, quick note. The EOS Galaxy is a name chosen for the long-term vision. Briefings can make meaningful contributions now. So I'll go into that, and that's what the grant proposal centers around. Let's see if I can move them in here. I'm a pilot with an understanding of how crucial time is in the cockpit. I found EOS from looking for something that connects with the future of aviation, something nimble enough. A lot of the blockchains were too slow. Actually, my EOS account name was founded on the idea of news highlights that would save the community time. Here I am after a year of publishing original content on an independent weekly newsletter known as EOS Weekly. In recent months, with all the changes, moving away from B1, the ENF, the newsletter expanded to cover Eden, Fractally, and a lot of what's specific to ENF and the working groups. If you contribute to the briefings grant, it'll help or quicken the process of expanding topics for project-specific briefings. That would be specific to the ENF, Eden, and any other little projects coming up through there. And timeline segments to help tell the story of how each project fits into the broader community. That is in addition to continuing to build the library, translation, and inclusive timeline from the perspective of an active member of the community, as well as resource links, quick access for that. And essentially, it's a time saver on helping people get up to speed. And I think that's it. Briefings.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us, and thanks for sharing some more details about your grant. Okay, next up, I'd like Michael from Bywire to join us on stage.
Thanks, Stephane. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well. My name is Michael, and I am from Bywire News. I'm pretty confident that most people on this call have heard of Bywire News, largely because we've recently become the largest EOS influencer in the world. And we're by far the largest independent EOS influencer as well. We launched our first ever campaigns a couple of weeks ago, and what a success this has been. It's ended up effectively driving us to become the largest EOS influencer in the world. But more importantly, it also helped us become the 5th most downloaded news app in the UK. And that's just behind organizations like the New York Times, but ahead of brands like the Wall Street Journal, the Times, and the Guardian. We do the news, and we do it well, and we do it every day, 365 days of the year. We don't just do EOS news, but we do that great. We also do investigations, financial news, investigative journalism. We cover many, many cryptos. And today, right now, and for the last 6 months, we've had journalists in Ukraine at the heart of things. But we create more than just news content. We also create unique and frankly, fucking awesome content. And you can check out our new Jeff versus the Metaverse animation series, which is live on YouTube right now. With Bywire, we've created a truly independent, decentralized EOS and AI-powered news network. Not a website, not just a platform, we have built an entire network. Anyone who is an independent journalist or influencer can right now join as a creator and access all of our artificial intelligence data and news products and services completely free. We believe in a high tide rises all ships. For example, the EOSbees publish all of their content, or certainly most of it, to our platform, multilingual, and this is read by thousands of people. We use EOS to ensure that our content is censorship resistant. We hash all content directly to the EOS public blockchain. It is what is critical to ensuring our data integrity. But more than that, we've developed our own unique EOS token called Wirebits, or Wire. Right now, sign up for a free account on Bywire. You'll instantly get a free EOS account, and you can start earning Wire right away. Every time you read content, you will earn Wire. You can swap Wire for EOS soon, or you can stake it to vote on the brand new Bywire DAO. Bywire DAO, yeah. So I wasn't supposed to mention that. There's some alpha there for you. So yeah, I better end it now. We're a company built on the values of truth, trust, and accountability. And you know what we say here is pretty simple. Trust Bywire News, trust Bywire.
All right. Well done, Michael. Great pitch. You went a bit long, but it's okay because you dropped some alpha you weren't supposed to. So that's totally fine.
Sorry.
We love that. All good. So Bywire actually has a couple grants up right now on Pomelo, so you can find them at /Bywire, /Intel and /EOSfilm.gm. Thanks a lot, Michael, for joining us today, and we'll see you around the community.
Thanks, Stephane.
All right, next up, I'd like to invite Corvin to talk to us about his grant called Anchor for Unity.
Hey all, I hope you can hear me. I'm
Yes.
Corvin, CM80H on Telegram and Twitter. I'm the founder of Liquid.io and the grant owner of Anchor for Unity. Decentralized gaming, GameFi, play to earn has been one of the biggest hypes in the crypto space of the last 1.5 years. It's an area where invention happens. It can bring masses to your ecosystem, even if it's just a small amount of the gaming industry. And ecosystems where the necessary tools to build decentralized games are available typically thrive. That's why I'm proposing the development of a native Unity 3D plugin to connect to Anchor wallets. Any game developer out there who wants to build on EOS.io needs to have a few things: smart contracts, a game client, and then the necessary tools to connect both to each other, reading data from the chain and pushing data onto the chain. For that, you typically need to integrate a wallet, and that's what our grant is about. There are a few workaround solutions out there, and several companies and projects try to develop such a solution. These workaround solutions are typically insecure. They only work on the browser. They are only compatible with a single wallet and more. I'm proposing the development of a native solution because it's what Unity developers understand. It's where they feel home. It's secure. It will very likely be compatible with other wallets because it's based on the ESR protocol, and it will run everywhere, on mobile, on desktop, in the browser, and probably also on consoles like Xbox and PlayStation, literally everywhere where Unity 3D applications games can run. Liquid.io already has developed quite some tools. I think it's currently 17 or 18 public open source repositories, including Hyperion, Atomic Assets, Diffuse, whatever. So we know what we are doing. Our tools are also used here and there, and on WAX we are the #1 company providing the knowledge and the necessary tools. We already did a lot of the development for our proposal, but to finish it and to make it a product, we need the help of the community. Yeah, that's it. I'm asking for help to help others to build games on EOS.io.
All right, great. Thanks, Corvin, for joining us. And for those of you out there, if you want to support Corvin's grant, it's at /Anchor for Unity, and that's with the number 4. All right, thanks for joining, Corvin. We'll see you around. All right, next up, I will invite Chase from Challenge Stack to join us on stage. And I'm wondering if I pronounce your name right, actually.
Awesome, yeah. Chase here from Challenge Stack. And for this season, we got, for those of you who aren't familiar with what we do, we're a platform and application that's available in Android and iOS, and we allow people to create what we call challenges, which are basically bounties. So people are able to put up bounties for doing different things. And this season, what we're going to do is for Pomelo, we're going to create whatever we make in the Pomelo grants. We're going to put out challenges and give out crypto for people to create information about EOS and Pomelo. So that's what we got going on this season. And I don't think I need the full 2 minutes, but that's what we got going on. So thanks.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Chase, for joining us today and sharing about your grant. For those of you out there who want to support it, it's at /CHL content. All right, next up on the schedule, we've got June from Dboard.
Hey, thanks, Stephane. This is June Dan. EOS account is EOS Ignite June. Thanks, Pomelo team, for this great platform. Our project is Dboard. It's DBOARD, and we make DAOs work. With cryptocurrencies now, we have new money, entirely new financial infrastructure, but DAOs are the next killer app in this space, and I believe Dboard is the missing piece. If you participate in the EOS network, this is valuable to you. If you're a founder or stakeholder in any dApp, whether it's DeFi or NFT, this project will be valuable for you. Organizing human activity remains our greatest challenge. Most DAOs are disorganized, even dysfunctional, and have very rudimentary worker proposal systems. Current DAOs essentially allow any user to propose any activity or project with very little engagement or iteration on proposals. So there's no strategy. And in the end, it's either yes or no, and that's it. So Dboard allows people to share their ideas in a discussion forum, to collaborate on strategies, make proposals and debate them, make amendments and iterate and refine proposals before they're voted on. So we have a pre-vote stage, and after some refinement, we have a final vote. And so with that process, we make DAOs work. Our goal with our grant is to hit our minimum target of 5,050 contributors. We're getting close, 3,739 contributors. So we'd appreciate your support for one or a few EOS to get us over the top. And you'll be funding a project that could be critical to organize the EOS network, projects on the EOS network, crypto projects in general, and ultimately help us organize our future. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that great pitch. Again, if you want to support June's grant, that's at /Dboard. All right, next up, we've got Mark from Tipit. Welcome to the pitch session, Mark. Is Mark there? He's not as a speaker. I'm going to invite you as a speaker, and we'll get back to you, Mark, when you accept the speaker role. Okay. Then after that, we had Bishop from EOS Support. Hey, Mark, go for it.
Grant is Tipit 1. Tipit is a social wallet, making it very easy to get involved in cryptocurrency. We support the EOS blockchain, of course, and Kilos and Wax as well. And we recently added capability for NFTs and NFT memberships, which is being used right now for the EOSbees to deliver payouts to all the bees on for doing their swarms. This has created increased need of our infrastructure, and also we have many other ideas around these kind of campaigns, like raffles, airdrops, and everything to your community. So with Tipit, you can receive tokens, you can share tokens and NFTs, and you can spend them also. So basically, Tipit grows communities, and of course, communities grow EOS. We are supporting a lot of the tokens of the people that spoke already, Challenge Stack, and we're looking to support Wire token from Bywire. So we really love this EOS community and hope to get your support. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark, for joining us today. And if you want to support Mark, that's at /Tipit1, and that's a 1 as written as a number. All right, like I was saying, next up on the list, we had Bishop from EOS Support. However, he ran into a personal emergency and was not able to stay on the call with us. Yana, if you could go ahead and share that tweet that Bishop had shared with us, we can at least share Bishop's tweet, and I'm just going to mention a bit what EOS Support does for him. You know, EOS Support is a great organization. They've got their own website, eossupport.io. So if ever you encounter someone that's new to the community, has some questions, etc., you can send them over to eossupport.io, and there's live agents 24/7 waiting to welcome these new community members and answer their questions and make sure these new community members don't fall prey to scams. Now, EOS Support does also many other things that I'm not going to get into, but just wanted to give the shout out and you know, thank Bishop for signing up, and hopefully everything goes well with his personal emergency. All right, so that goes over the list of registered speakers we had, but I do see that we've got some other people in the chat right now that also have grants. So I'm not sure if any of those people want to come on and give a pitch, but if you do, you can request that. We've got time for maybe 2 more grants. So definitely come on in here. We got Rob that's requested to speak. Rob, how are you doing?
Go here.
Good, good. Welcome to the fireside, Robrigo.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was looking to see if I could jump in here and pitch our Pomelo grant really quick.
Absolutely. What's the name of the grant?
Sure. So it's /grants/EOS Pyo. So EOS Pyo. And EOS Pyo is essentially developer tooling that allows developers to sign transactions and integrate the blockchain, the EOS blockchain, and various test nets and other EOS.io networks with their Python code. So the purpose of this tool is really to open up the things that developers can do with our blockchains, and essentially open up the tooling so that developers who are more versed in a tool like Python as a programming language have options as well for integrating blockchains into those tools. So we really built this for ourselves. It's a joint venture between Facings, which I'm working on with my team, and then DLT, which is also formerly known as EOS Detroit. I'm a co-founder over there too. So we both work on this grant together. We've structured the grant like a Kickstarter. So essentially, if we raise up to our first milestone, we'll use funds to improve documentation, improve other aspects of the project to sort of make it easier for other developers to contribute to it. We've got a number of features we also want to integrate as well. We want to make it easy for common functionality like the atomic assets interface or system calls such as transferring tokens is really easy to do out of the box. If we hit our stretch goal, which is a pretty high number, but if we get up to 30,000 in support, we'll integrate Ledger hardware wallet support. So you'll be able to create Python scripts that ask for a signature from your Ledger, which is really important for improving the security of certain production workloads as well. So essentially, we just love this tool. We use it internally, and we're seeing some uptake as well within the community, and looking to continue to invest in it and asking for your support. So thank you for listening today, and really love hearing everyone else's pitches as well.
All right, awesome, Rob. Thanks for joining us today, and good luck with your grant. All right, final 2 speakers. I'm gonna invite John from Oldtimmers Offer to join us on stage and share a bit about your grant.
Yeah, thank you, Steph, for giving us the chance. I'm the John from Oldtimmers Offer, and we are creating the open source code for the marketplace, and people can use them to create Web 3.0 marketplace for the trust EVM and use their own token and also NFT inside of the marketplace. A token will be used for the utility bill and pricing, and from another side, NFT will be using for a lot of features and also for the restriction of the some content and page. That will be give the chance a lot of people in the entire crypto community to come to EOS and also for the Trust EVM and create their own blockchain project. This is our goal, and we are working very hard to accomplish that. First of our steps is done, and see you in the future. Thank you again for giving us the chance and support.
All right. Thank you, John, for coming on the pitch session with us today. And finally, closing out the rapid fire pitch session today, I'm going to invite, I imagine this is Jesse from the EOSbees to come on the stage and talk to us about their grant.
Hey, Steph. Yes, it's me. Thanks for having me. Yeah, guys. So we are growing every day. We're building a Twitter army to finally turn around the narrative for EOS. We're leaning on the EOS community pretty hard. Tipit, EOS Chatbot, EOS Support. This is kind of our dream team to finally get EOS out there in a positive way. And so yesterday we had a record 230 bees participate in our active swarm. And we just want to do as many swarms as possible, because yesterday we had an all-time high in social engagements according to Lunar Crush. And we think if we can get that number up, that means we are closer to the moon. And so the more swarms we can do every day, the better it is for the EOS community. We're always using that hashtag EOS, and this is how we're going to get out of this mess that we're in. Not the only thing, but it's going to help. Of course, all the EOS innovations, all these great projects, we want to swarm you guys. We want to get you guys out there. The more great projects that we have on EOS swarming, the better it is for our community. And I love EOS. I love you guys. We're here so we can finally get to the finish line. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse, for sharing that and closing off this Pomelo Season 3 Rapid Fire Pitch Session. So we're going to give a big round of applause to all our grant creators that joined us today. There we go. Thank you very much, everyone. So again, quick reminder, of course, you can visit pomelo.io and donate to many of these projects. Donation applications are now closed. So if you didn't submit your application for a grant for Season 3 by now, it's too late. However, there's always Season 4 coming up. So we're running these seasons every quarter. So there's a new season waiting for you within the next 3 months. And so definitely there's always time to prepare for the next one if you missed this one. And as for donations, which is really the core of the strength of the Pomelo platform, is donations from the community. Doesn't matter how small they are all very impactful, and they really help us. It helps the Pomelo platform determine how to allocate that money and to see which of these projects has the most community support. So donations are still open for another week, but grant applications are closed. So I encourage you guys to visit pomelo.io, read through the over 160 grants that were approved this season, which is a new all-time high for Pomelo. And spend some time learning about the projects and sending some donations to those you want to support. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for joining as a speaker, for joining as a viewer, either live on Twitter Spaces right now or watching the recordings on YouTube, Twitter, anywhere else you want. We've been restreaming this on Facebook as well. So wherever you are, thank you for listening, and we'll talk and we'll see you next week for the final pitch session for Pomelo Season 3, where we'll have 4 projects presenting their grant at that time. All right, thanks, everyone. See you around. Go EOS.
Go EOS.